All right.
Ooh, I gotta fix
All right.
that. Ooh,
So
I
I'm going
gotta
to go
fix
with
that.
another game rule question that I put out there
Yep.
about the house rule. If we wanted to do a house rule about critical hit.
Yes. Which, now, Dundon, this is something that you should absolutely pay attention to because it'll affect you more now.
Yes.
So
Right, you posted some options.
what I put out there is a question of how we want to handle when somebody when we're fighting. You're doing combat.
Mm-hmm.
You hit, but you rolled a natural 20, so it's a critical.
Correct.
The standard game rule is twice the amount of dice.
Mm-hmm.
So if you were to do 2d6 damage on a normal hit, critical you would roll 4.
Right.
But you're still rolling, so on a critical you could conceivably get 4 points of damage
Right.
out of
Yeah.
a conceivable 16. Which seems like it takes something away from the critical hit to me.
Reasonable.
So I put some options out there because I heard an option and I was like, ooh, that could be very interesting.
There we go. Okay.
So the one option is natural 20 means automatic max damage. That's an option.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Other options?
Other option, we stick with the one out of the book, double the total of all dice, and roll them. But the new one that I heard about, which I thought was intriguing, is a thing called the Cascade.
Ooh, you mean exploding dice?
Yes.
Yeah, you would know them as exploding dice. Yeah.
So you roll either your total dice or the double because it's a critical. So let's use our 2d6 double to 4d6. You roll all those. 2 of those dice come up with a 6. You pick those up, you add up the dice, pick up the 2 6s and roll them again. And add that on as well. And if you roll another 6, which is the maximum on that die, you roll it again. And you keep adding until you don't roll the top number on the dice.
You know, I think just because it's something different, I would be interested in going with the exploding criticals.
Exploding critical sounds like a lot of fun. I know people who are statistical anomalies, and I know that can turn terrifying.
It could be. I also think it would be a lot of fun for our fighter.
I'm trying to remember. Didn't Willow roll like a 34 on a d6?
That's a possibility.
Because she kept freaking rolling.
Highly unlikely.
Well,
I mean,
and that's
if a critical is a good thing, then if you're only rolling 1 or 2 dice, the likelihood of rolling max on either of those dice is fairly low. So your criticals are not going to be worth much unless you are lucky enough to roll max dice on your damage.
Repeatedly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will point this out just because this is something that just came up thanks for Dundon's level up. Dundon actually has more of an opportunity to crit than the rest of us because he just got expanded crit.
Yep.
And he adds his attack proficiency or his proficiency dice to his damage rolls. So he also has a higher chance of getting the max damage die rolls for his second strike. So I think the exploding dice are cool just in general because I've never used them before, but I also think it would help give our fighters some much needed extra oomph and make them feel a lot cooler and a lot more badass. That's just me.
Okay.
May I propose an alternative?
sure.
Either when you roll a crit, you either get max damage, or you can call a condition, disarm, stun, knock down, render unconscious. or something that allows you in story to be badass or tip the scales of battle. So
I
either
like
max
that.
damage or a condition. Your choice as the player.
That is intriguing.
That is intriguing.
If you chose a condition, you would roll your damage and then inflict the condition.
Right, correct.
Okay.
Yeah, roll damage regularly. If you go for condition, you would roll your damage dice normally, and then apply the condition. If you go max damage, then that's all you get. You get max damage.
You're going straight
Is
for the
this-
murder.
Does this work in the opposite direction as well?
Oh, that would be part of the fun of this.
For what?
Some
Critical
opponents-
failures?
Some opponents could do this to you.
Yes.
Sure.
Not a lot of them. And there are some creatures out there that are not subject to critical hits.
True.
Zombies in particular. Doesn't matter that you do a critical hit to a zombie because there are no parts of it that are affected by that. You
Fair.
lop off an arm and it still tries to bite you.
You're just taking a vorpal sword.
Oh, God. I'm good with both options. I think going with more tactical, I'm going to inflict a condition, is definitely really cool narratively and gives us... Yeah, I think that's cool. I like that one, actually.
I like the narrative option. I really do.
So let's put should we put a list together of what those conditions should be, or should we just let it roll and be what your thought process is at the time?
Let's keep
There's
it. Let's keep it loose.
Yeah, there's a list on 5e of conditions. Prone, stunned, blah blah
Blinded,
blah,
yeah.
and how they work mechanically within 5e. That could be a starting point.
Cool. I like it.
I like it, and if
Interesting.
something seems too much, the GM, of course, would have override.
Absolutely.
Hey, if it makes good story, we're going. That's what
Absolutely.
we're doing.
Get the big brain on Dave.
Look at the big brain on Dave.
I like that. I was going to suggest the one we do at our table, but honestly, that's way cooler.
I put a link in the general chat to a web page that lists conditions in 5e
Yes.
Ah, perfect.
in the Discord.
Like,
Thank you. Okay.
frightened.
Not all of those are relevant or appropriate, but stunned, unconscious, blinded. We can play. This will give us something to work from anyway.
Absolutely.
I like it.
Oh yeah, a level of exhaustion is a difficult thing.
Yes. A level of exhaustion is horrifying.
As you build those levels, you eventually
Die.
are exhausted and die.
Yep.
It's hard to get to that point, but man, if you can.
All we need is 6 critical hits, and we can kill them with exhaustion.
They're just so worn out. They've had it with you. I'm gonna lay down.
Just wait around here while I take a nap, please. Okay.
All right.
Move over to the owlbear map.
Yes, we are going to be in there.
Oh boy.
I'm going to check one more thing, and then we will. rock and roll.
no.
I will be right back. Hold that moment.
Single-handedly or with both?
Trying to fix these portions.
Yeah, you said hold on to that. Hold on a moment. And I said single-handedly or with both?
Go with both, just to be on the safe side.
When in doubt, two-hand it.
Always.
That's my experience.
You say double-fisted.
Yes.
I had to take my headphones off to hear Eric. He came out here. I was like, huh? He came out to see if I had my headphones on, which ironically I had to take off so that I could hear him.
It is ironic. I'm getting
Let's
snow
just say-
alerts. I'm getting snow alerts. What the actual heck?
Listen, you live in Chicago. You are in the Windy City.
Oh, you're in
Welcome
Chicago,
to
yeah.
the northern half.
2 words for you: lake effect.
Fake effect.
Having grown up in Buffalo, New York, I know that very well.
2 more words. It sucks.
Yes, it does. No, it blows, actually.
Oh.
Two more words. Long johns. Yes.
Can we keep this going?
No, no, no.
Hibernation.
Hibernate. Two more words. Hibernation.
Oh, God.
That's
2
right.
syllables. Try again.
Oh.
Not the way I say it.
We are a part
Actually,
of
funnily
the
enough, it's 4 syllables,
hibernation.
but
Ooh, going old school with Janet Jackson.
Wow.
Oh,
All right.
man.
hi, stream.
Yeah, we
Welcome, everyone.
actually have people here to view us.
We should get rolling
We should.
Should.
and role playing and all of those other wonderful things. If anyone didn't catch it, what we said before: 400 experience points from the last session. And tonight, Holden, what were the words that you put up for us?
We are going into the deep dark down. We're going into a hole. It's not going to be fun.
That was not
No.
nearly as eloquent as the first time you said it.
No.
But thank you.
Let me get my merds wixed in peace.
I am being so good right now.
Behave
As,
for life.
As we
I am being good.
get started here, last time the adventuring group had made the choice to come down the hole that they had found in the lowest level of the Temple of Knowledge after having finally cleared out the temple itself and begun the restoration of the temple. There were some discussions with the support group that arrived from Rockvale. There were a number of good role-playing moments in there. And now Thea broke out her climbing gear and has had that set up so that everyone has crawled down into this hole. So on the map, the broken rafter thing is essentially if you were looking up. There's not another hole going
Gotcha.
down.
Got it.
Understood.
Place is really gross.
Yes,
There
it
is a little bit of slime in there,
And it feels wrong.
and it's something is a little bit off, but you can't quite place what that feeling is.
Deeply unsettling.
Everything seems fine to me.
Does
As
it look? Sorry.
Well, as we move forward, I just do want to say, any of the players who have the site, please declare to me when you are going to use it. Leaving it up and running all the time has the very real potential of driving your character insane, because sometimes things will happen in the site, and while you're not quite there right now, it is something that has the potential to happen in the future. So please, if you do want to do the site, please just say to me, I look at it with the site, or something along those lines.
I look at it with the site.
Starting right away, I like it. The thing that you're noticing as you look at this little tunnel moving forward, and I'll open up a little more for you here.
Oh my god, the tunnel's moving forward?
Well, no, actually, but
Oh,
the
that's really
site quivers a little bit. You normally see this sort of this glow, this shimmer of this base level of the magic of the world, and it's almost like it's like my camera right now with my little background. You get a little, the edges get a little weird, a little fuzzy.
Fuzzy.
There's little tremors that sort of, it's jiggly,
It's
and that's
Like the
something
reality around the tunnel is not as stable as perhaps it should be.
that could be part of it.
Convey this to my companions.
huh.
Is that possible?
Yes.
What? How do you know?
We've seen them just rip holes in reality. I can imagine that a small hole like this is not that far out of reach.
And there is the vortex still going on up there, so
Well, the vortex is coming down into here,
right,
Yeah.
so that could be an effect of the vortex.
right,
Right.
exactly. All right, let us proceed.
All right. It is definitely dark down here. You have a little bit of light from the space above, but it is decidedly dark, and it's actually, as you move forward, it is actually a little bit cold. Not normal cave cold, colder than that. Normally, when you go into a cave, and Dundon would be the most familiar, there's a certain temperature difference. Caves maintain a certain temperature.
Mhm.
This is colder than that.
Okay.
Something sucking the heat out of the air.
Who can see in the dark?
Everyone but you.
Yeah, everyone but you at this point.
Oh.
You are,
But
in fact.
That's okay, because Belgar will toss a light pebble into his light lantern and cast plenty of light, and hand the lantern to Elspeth to use so that she can see where she's going.
Thanks.
Excellent.
I like that spell.
Um,
Plenty of light.
The passage here is natural stone walls, rough dirt floor. It looks very much like a natural cave. As you move forward, let's open it up here a little bit. You can see just at the edge of the light, there is a pile of broken stone at an opening. And through this opening, you can see, it's almost like there's a hole in the wall with a bunch of rubble. And through that hole, you can actually see there's a smooth stone corridor beyond that.
May I
Now it's
suggest
the whole like person big enough for a person to crawl through,
Yes.
do a wormy thing.
You don't even have to do the worm. You could kind of crouch down and move through.
Scuttle on through.
And
So
that
you're going
is, that is, oops, it's not the tool I'm looking for.
Well, it's the only place we can go aside from back up, and I don't want to go back up.
Dundon,
Yeah.
can you tell what kind of stone is the corridor?
That's what I was just looking up. Can I take a look and see? Like how close to
so-
you be able to tell that?
On the map, I drew a little mark. That is essentially the opening at that point. It is, as you approach the hole, it is actually actively colder.
Like wind blowing in, or
No, just the temperature seems to be focused around this particular opening.
Interesting.
onward?
The stone through through this rubbled opening, the stone it's really nice craftsmanship. It is relatively, it seems like relatively reasonable that it was local stone. It's not so out of place as to be noticeable.
So is it like we're breaking through into a subterranean structure?
It certainly looks that way.
And this is not a subterranean structure that we knew about in the temple.
Correct.
See,
Or, if anyone did, they didn't tell you.
Which is highly likely. I'm a fairly low level dude. Let's carry on cautiously.
yes.
Okay.
Into the deep dark, down deep dark.
As you move forward, Dundon, you're at the front.
Yep.
Roll a 20-sider for me, perception.
I got a natural 20.
Ooh.
He sees all the
You-
things.
Don't get the same sense that the people who have the sight get of this. You're just like, this is cold, this is not quite right. You get to the edge of this hole, and you clearly see there's a rim of frost at this particular hole. It doesn't go in, it doesn't come out, it is just at this particular spot. There is a rim of frost that you would not, if you were coming down here without the rest of the group, you might not have noticed it. But the fact that there are the light, the shadows, the little bit of glimmer, and you went, wait, and now you see it clearly. And it demarcates the point where this natural stone breaks. They've broken through into this worked corridor, into this structure.
We've had conversations about things that live underground, haven't we?
Not very much, at least within the party.
And we're going into a structure, so I'm not sure that applies.
Well, I'm not talking about creatures. I'm talking about
Races?
the drow. The drow? The drow?
Oh, the Duragar?
So there are, from the dwarven perspective, they're not called that in this particular world, but there are rumors in some dwarven enclaves of a race of people that live underground that do not go to the surface. And they generally are far enough away from the dwarven enclaves and mining operations, or deep enough, even for a dwarf, that they're really only rumors. But those rumors do include a race that is not entirely humanoid.
But perhaps we'll be able to put to rest the myth or lack thereof of this tale of your people, Dundon. But we're not going to do it from out here.
No.
I guess not.
Thea, would you mind checking for any sort of trappish type? I mean, we wouldn't want an
Yeah.
orc to fall on our head.
All right, I'll do that. I
Okay.
will. Go ahead.
Roll a 20-sider for me. Let me know what you get.
I got a 15. Is there any?
As
ahead.
you're doing the search, and normally you're very cautious about this.
Wait, Thea? Thea's cautious? What? Who are we talking about here?
Well, in terms of touching things that may be dangerous, my question is, do you put your hand through the ring, the space?
Do it for science.
I feel like my character would, even though I'm telling my head I don't want to do that. But I feel like my character would do that.
Play the character, yes. Good.
You very much pick up the vibe that Dundon was sort of describing. You're like, something is, and you put your hand through, you are instantly cold. You shiver. But that's it.
I'd like to look at the ring with the sight, please.
Ah. So, you see this space that it's the edge of this ring where the frost is, it's trying to close. And that's causing this effect right around the edge of this. The magic, the weave of the world is trying to come back around this hole, and something is preventing it.
Fascinating.
Okay, that's not normal.
Wilthia's going to continue on through.
Okay.
Yeah, no. Azathan will go through. That's
For a
fascinating.
penny, in for a pound.
Hee
All right. So Thea goes through first. Dundon goes through next.
Azathan and
Azathan, as you go through,
yeah.
you did not look at it with the sight.
Yeah.
You go through,
Mm-hmm.
and you hear in your head screaming. Just at the moment when you pass through. And that's it. And then
It's
you're
that
through.
little boy that I nuked.
Consequences.
I don't want to know.
Consequences.
Consequences. Well put.
You call back to an earlier series.
Still paying
Oh,
for that.
that!
Yeah,
Still
that's
Those
paying
of
for
you
that.
not viewing, go back to series 1, the horror game.
Still
That
paying for
one.
that.
Okay, now I get that.
So, Elspeth, are you going through?
I will note, the moment that Azathan hears the screaming, he too will scream.
So
That's concerning.
Azathan, what's wrong?
The walls were screaming for a
Word?
moment.
The walls.
I passed through the doorway.
Have you been eating your mushrooms?
No, you've been with me for like... Not important. The walls, when I passed through the doorway, screamed at me.
There's something wrong with the weave in that circle. It's trying to. There's a gap.
Say no more. Makes complete sense. So the weave was screaming in my head. That's not good. It's a wound.
Yeah, it's not closing either. It's trying to.
Well, yeah, there's a giant hole in the wall. No wonder it's not healing. It's supposed to try and heal on its own. That's how things are supposed to be. But whatever's stopping it, whether that's the hole in the wall or something else, is a problem.
The wall is supposed to heal itself.
The weave within the wall, which is weird because weave is not really supposed to go through rock. Like, it's not important. Magic is
Gotcha.
screaming. The magic in weave is wounded, and it
Magic
screams
is
at people.
Screaming.
So you're going to be on that side if it closes, or are you going to be on this side?
I mean, I'm out in the tunnel.
No, I was talking to Elsbeth at Belgar and Fleeky.
Elspeth's
is at
gonna
the
walk
front.
through. And
as you go through,
Mhm.
you get exactly the same effect.
See? The walls are screaming. God, I'm gonna sound like such a fucking weirdo.
Belgar will go through as well.
And you get the exact same effect, except you have just this little bit more, this empathetic tug. That there's more feeling to it than that. It's not just the weave like he described. There's something more going on here.
I'll look at the wound with the sight, looking for resonances to the church, the temple, or my god.
Do a religion roll for me, or wisdom check, something connected to that. 20-sider. Let's see how we do.
7.
You're looking at it and you're like, nope, you're right. To Elsbeth's point, you're right. Or Azathan, it's trying to do something, and you're looking at it from the follower of knowledge point of view, and it's not, something's not connecting.
Okay. We need more information.
Moving through, Beb.
Faliki, will you join us?
Yeah, I'm coming.
Yeah, if I have to. Fine.
Grumble, grumble, grumble.
Whatever.
I think that should be your verbal component for your spells from now on. Grumble, grumble, grumble.
Grumble, 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 piss off.
Is that a door behind us there, Eric?
Yes. So, as you have entered, as you come through the hole, to the left, the corridor continues off into the darkness. To your right, there are a pair of carved wooden doors. They completely block the corridor, and they have carved scenes on the door of figures dancing around fires, and the door stiles, if you know what I'm talking about, the edges, the support pieces, are carved to look like columns of smoke and cloud across the top. It's a very intricate, very interesting carving. And two other pieces of note specifically about that. One, the wood is very dark. Like, not something that you easily recognize. Two, there's an iron spike jammed under one of the doors, as if somebody hammered it in there to keep it shut.
That looks familiar.
But there's another door, right? It's a 2-door? Or is it 1 door?
It's double doors.
You're correct. It's double doors that would open out towards you.
But
And
one of
someone clearly didn't understand and hammered the spike under one, not the other.
them.
So
Something stopped them.
Or is the
Dia is
second
going
door?
to check the door for any traps
Roll
and
a
see if the
20-sided.
door's locked.
Roll a 20-sided for me, please.
Let's see. Oh, that's not good.
Yeah. As far as you can tell, there's no traps.
Pretty much.
As far as you know,
I got a 6.
it's a door.
There we go.
It's a door.
What was it
You're
you
like-
were? What is it you said, Dundon? That's what we have our rogue for.
Mm,
Yeah, I trust her. She hasn't steered us wrong yet.
To be fair, she has found 100% of our traps with her face, but she found them.
You found them. Eric, is the wood of the door painted black? Is it stained black? Is the wood itself black, or has it been charred or burned?
Now we're getting into it. It looks as if that dark color is rubbed into it. You can actually see, when you get in and you examine it, you can actually see sort of finger marks through this whole thing. It looks extremely tactile.
Can it be wiped off?
It's kind of older than that.
Okay, so it's been pushed in. It's
Yeah.
been treated. Okay,
So
very
this is
good.
okay.
It's
And
not fresh.
this is like a stain or something, or is this like
Yes.
dried blood?
It looks like a stain.
Well, you're not
Dry
sure.
rub. It's a dry rub. They
it could
seasoned
be
their
dry
doors.
blood rub.
Yes, it's all that iron deficiency from not getting enough sun.
And Eric, can I make an investigation check to see how this hole was made in the wall? Was it chipped by tools? Was it destroyed by magic? Was it torn by claws? Can I get some sort of origin? Ooh, much better. Let's see. 16 plus, what would that be? Investigation plus 3, so 19.
Woo!
It looks to you very much like it was a combination of potentially alchemical and magic.
Convey that to my companions.
So we're not deer
He's
ladies.
gonna
Nice.
try the door. Does the door open?
Not the side that has a spike under it, but
Well,
the
no,
other
the
side.
other side.
The other side actually does open. It opens toward you.
Thea's gonna peek in.
And there is an extended corridor there.
Guys, wanna go?
Before we go, can I scratch the door with my axe to see if I can get any of the
Do
material off?
Yes. And it does a little bit of it does flake away.
Okay.
And you're kind of like, I don't know. It seems to me like it's not. This is not a savory thing. This is not something that's like a good. You don't get that warm. Normally when you have wood and you have a stain, and you're like, oh, this is a nice warm. You are not getting that feeling from this.
Well, and does anyone else find it ironic that we've stepped into a place that's significantly colder, and yet the doors depict people dancing around flames and they have a fire motif? This seems contradictory.
Everything about
Maybe
this
their
is
furnace
odd.
is broken.
Their what?
Furnace.
What is a furnace?
We don't.
There's stove.
There's stove.
Stove.
There's
Their
not
stove
many
is broken.
blacksmiths around here, well, unless we find the dwarves, in which case.
Well, seeing as how
it's-
Thea has opened the door, we might as well
Well,
go
there's-
through the door.
There's also other hallway, the other way.
Yes, but Thea has already stepped through. So
Fair enough.
Thea's being
We-
Thea, I
Thea.
guess.
We follow.
Yes,
we
precisely.
follow the impulse, indeed.
follow Thea. Yes.
Hey. When has
Follow the
impulse
impulsive
gone wrong?
rogue. Follow the impulsive rogue.
Literally,
Follow the
literally every single
Elvis
time.
just gonna stay near Belgar.
Staying near the healer is a wise choice.
Yes.
Okay. As you round the corner, you see a set of stone stairs that lead up to an arch. There's words carved across the arch. And
in all hope, ye who enter here.
no, it just says, welcome the willing to the gate of pain.
I feel like we found the cult.
Wait, what?
Welcome the willing
to the
gate
gate of pain.
I mean, no pain, no gain, right? Let's go see.
No.
Is that a reference to anything? A religion? A cult? Old
Can we
culture?
make religion or history or arcana checks to see if
Yes.
that twigs anything?
Check that.
I don't know. Something about it screams cult to me.
A little bit.
I mean, I have all of those skills.
I
Pick
have
your
a
best
+4
one.
for Arcana.
It won't matter. They're all intelligence skills.
Mm.
But if you have proficiency, you get to add.
I
your
have proficiency in
bonus.
all of those.
So
All right.
Yeah.
19.
16.
Hold on. That would be a 23.
Smart people
You-
are smart.
You're all looking at it. You're like, I think this. It's sort of ringing a bell. The willing sounds like exactly what you said. It was a cult. It was an offshoot death cult. But you haven't heard of it. No one has heard of active portions of this in your lifetime easily, and probably a lot more.
That's impressive.
Okay, then.
It's an old death cult.
Look at
Ooh,
the
I
arch-
wonder what we can find.
A forgotten temple under another temple.
The
creepy.
temple of knowledge built on top of the temple of
Oh,
pain.
death.
Hey,
Pain.
Belgar. Your temple didn't do any rebranding at any point, did they?
I will have some very pointed questions to ask the elders when we get out of here. But
Yes.
for now, look at the arch with the sight.
It is stained.
Oh, that's not good.
You're like, ew.
That's blood.
But it's not active magic. It's just tainted.
Just tainted.
Okay.
Well, I can see why a portal of destroying the weave would find itself in a place like this. A vortex.
Oh, is there any indication of where the swirling vortex is pointing?
No, actually, that jittery bit that you saw in the tunnel is not. That does not happen here.
So sounds like it sounds like, if everything is making sense so far, they just used some kind of magic to rip open that hole to beneath the Temple of Knowledge. But what they used exactly, I don't know yet.
And there's actually no assurance that this is their temple. They may have just used it to access the Temple of Knowledge.
That is a very good point. Though I imagine for what they intend to do, a death cult, the temple of a death cult, would be a perfect place to find extra tools for things that are rather despicable.
Well, like Thea said, maybe we'll find some stuff.
Yes. Well, I guess we go on to the stuff finding.
Onward.
Yeah. As you move through, you get
no.
that weird shudder again. You're like, ugh. Creepy going through that gate.
Okay.
Okay. Cool.
And you step into a massive room.
Oh,
It is huge. It goes beyond the edge of your light, and the floor is covered in bones.
Any other items besides bones?
Let the bones wash over you, Thea. Look, picture it in your brain. Think of it. My God, it's a room full of bones. Isn't that just a little bit creepy?
this is
Yes.
There could be stuff in the bones, is what she's saying.
this is her mental defense against horror, obsessive kleptomania.
Kleptomania. Very good. Very good.
As you step in, and you all witness the horror that is a room full of leftover pieces, desiccated and dried, and Thea starts rummaging around in the bones.
I would like to look at the bones with the sight. I'm looking specifically to see if there's any kind of warp or distortion surrounding this mass of dead bodies.
Interestingly enough, boom.
Holy
There
yeah.
are a number of the skeletons that have decided to take umbrage at somebody rummaging around in there, and they stand up with their clubs and start to shuffle toward you. Everyone should roll initiative.
I would in
Okay.
fact consider that a distortion. Not the kind I'm looking for, but a
Ooh,
distortion.
I have a 3.
I have an 11.
19.
Ooh. 21.
Nice.
Yeah.
23.
What's the initiative?
It's your
plus
dex.
one, so
Dex mod.
what did I say?
dex
11?
mod.
So it's 12.
Yeah.
12. Yeah, Dex mod.
Oh, yeah, add 6 to mine then.
So 12.
No, 3 and 6 is 9.
I thought she said 6. I thought it was starting at 6.
All right, so I've Azathan at 23. I have Belgar at 21.
Oh, shit.
Elsbeth's a 19.
Elsbeth is at 19.
Uh,
Then I have Dundon at 12 and Thea at 9. Where you at, babe?
16.
18?
16.
16. All right, cool.
Oh, sugar honey
And
iced tea.
hey, I guess we should have the skeletons should join the party.
Probably.
We're in a hole.
Oh, excellent.
Literally and metaphorically.
Wow. All right, cool. Azathan, you are first.
Yeah.
What would you like to do?
I'm going to call out skeletons. And then, shit. Shit. I'm going to cast poison spray. If I can remember everything.
You're going to poison bones
I
as a
don't.
thin?
I don't have much good against bones.
What about that grabby hand thing?
The ice, the bones, the ice. Yeah, sorry.
You,
Impulse cast is poison spray because panic.
you're not going to
Okay.
poison these things.
No, I'm not. I'm just hoping I can melt their bones a little bit. Because poison spray is. Oh yeah, it is. It is poison. I wonder if I could do that. It is.
Pretty sure that's not going to work out for them.
Yeah, no, hold on. I also can't because I'm too far away.
Yeah, it's only like a 10-foot range.
Yeah, it is. I guess I will go with Chill Touch then. I'm going to cast Chill Touch and try and smack the closest one, which would be the one in blue.
Okay. Is that's a ranged attack for that magic?
Correct. So I need to make an attack roll. That would be a 23 to hit.
You hit.
And it needs to make me... Hold on. It's going to take 1d... it's going to take 4 points of necrotic damage. And it has... Because skeletons are undead, it now also has disadvantage on attack rolls, against me at least, until the end of my next turn.
All right.
Alrighty.
You said you did 4?
Yeah, 4 points of damage.
Okay. And Belgar, you are next.
How big are these squares on the map?
Let's call those 5 feet.
Okay. So Belgar moves to here, brandishes the symbol of his faith, and says, "Begone, vile creatures of darkness! Stand before the light of knowledge!" And will try to turn as many undead as are within 30 feet of him. So probably most of the front 2 ranks there.
Yep.
The entire room is in range.
Okay. Wisdom saving throws, or they try to get away as quickly as possible.
All right. I have a -1 on that one. What's their target?
Oh,
that they're
sorry,
trying to get?
13. 13 is the DC.
All right. Okay. For some odd reason, this particular skeleton moves forward.
Whoops.
All the rest of them do exactly what you said. They try to get away.
Very good.
Oh, man.
And they will continue to try to get away.
For a length of time.
Yes.
So
All right. Elsbeth.
So there's one right in front of Belgar.
Yep. The only one that didn't turn away.
Is it
Okay.
threatening him?
Yes. It's
Okay.
within range to try to do damage.
Elspeth is going to point at it and declare strength, flee, sapping sting, and it needs to make me a con save.
Yikes.
Target roll?
Oh, it needs to make a con save DC 14.
Fail.
Cool. Get my damage.
And that's the one that already has 4 points on it.
No, it's not.
I said the blue one.
Yeah, light blue is the one with damage according to the screen here.
Oh, I didn't even notice that.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It takes 3 necrotic damage and falls prone
Okay.
as a like a needle of dark energy lashes out and stabs into it, and its legs just seem to give out.
Yikes. Okay. Faliki.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to hit something.
You got to catch up, my dear.
Come join
What do
us
you
in the
mean I
room there, Faliki.
You weren't moving your figure with the rest of us.
I just moved the figure up.
I can't even figure out where the hell we are in the room. Like, I'm looking at the thing and still couldn't figure it out.
Ah,
I moved Faliki up.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
No problem.
Alright.
So you could do a
So,
move to go to hand-to-hand combat, if that's what you intend to do, and take on the one. You could reach the one that's in front of Belgar.
it's currently on its ass.
would I be better off with that? I guess so. Probably unarmed would probably be better. If I can hit it.
Since it's prone, you do have advantage to hit.
Yeah, but not with that roll. Shit.
Well,
You can
advantage means you roll 2d20 and take the higher.
No. That's still sad. Okay, 16.
You hit.
That's great. Why is that sad?
Because it was still only an 11, and if I didn't have massive
Million
bonus,
bonuses.
yeah, I would have pretty much, yeah.
Yeah,
That
for a
would-
skeleton?
But you do? Because you're a badass?
Damage.
La 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 la. Unarmed. It says 4 bludgeoning. Do I add strength to that?
Yes.
Yeah.
3 plus 3, 6.
Which weapon are you using?
Unarmed.
Unarmed. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. So Belgar, Faliki storms up to the skeleton that got knocked down in front of you,
Uh
stomps on its head, and powders it.
huh. Nice.
That one is now not moving.
It is now a skeleton again.
It's what it has been de-animated, indeed.
Dundon,
Yes.
what are you gonna do?
Oh,
Fight!
good.
Fight!
I can only go so far, though.
You can double it with a dash, but you won't be able to do much at that point.
No, and they're all running away.
For now.
For now.
Are they running towards a doorway, or
That is an archway, yes.
is it closed?
No. They will be moving through there.
Okay. Try a range. I could try to hit one with a crossbow, with a handbow, or whatever the heck it's called, a crossbow.
Give it a shot.
There's one with 4 damage already. Can take
Yep.
him.
I'm gonna shoot at him, the 4 damage guy. That's just a 20, right? Oh,
Yeah.
I get the advantage, right?
No.
Yes.
Why is
So
it
running
Wait,
away?
wait. If they're running, wait.
No advantage from running away.
Advantage is to Azathan.
Because it was knocked prone. Wait.
No, the one with the light blue just has disadvantage to if it attacks me.
Disadvantage. Okay.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
confused.
Okay. Got an 8.
total?
Oh, yeah, no, it's not going to make a difference.
Okay. The arrow sails through the arch.
You hit something further down range.
Yeah, the wall.
It might have been a wall, might have been the floor, but you hit something. That's what's important.
There we go.
Got
Yeah,
to
what do
be
you
Yeah.
got?
supportive members on this team.
Thea's still rummaging through the bones.
Oh dear gods!
For fuck's sake.
Awesome. All right.
That may have caused them to wake up, you know.
We don't know it was me.
Yeah, actually
No.
we do.
It-
No,
We all do.
you
It could
don't
have been
know.
us walking into the room.
You don't know it was you. The rest of us are certain that it was you.
It's absolutely you.
We're going to grab hold of that correlation and keep it.
All right, so
Skeletons are fleeing.
right, they will flee for another 45 seconds, and then they will try to come back. So Filiki and Dundon, if you want to take up positions at the archway, at least this way they won't be able to flank us. And then spellcasters can cast around you and keep them bottlenecked in the archway. Does that make sense?
Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
Okay.
So you,
All right.
you just keep looking through the bones, babe.
Will do.
If you find anything interesting, let us know.
I mean, if anything of value was amongst them, it's probably running away right now. Just pointing out.
Well, I mean, maybe,
I
probably.
could search. Oh, well then let me search the dead guy. Was there anything on the dead guy of value?
They're all dead guys.
Or the dead skeleton that we
B,
killed?
the only thing left there is the makeshift club, which looks a lot like the bone of another dead guy.
So
Oh.
he was about to beat a motherfucker with another motherfucker. That's what you need to understand out of all this.
That's right.
He's going to femur you.
Since not humorous,
But seriously, folks,
yeah.
take our druid, please.
Okay. You move up. Do you attack any of them as they're fleeing?
That would be wise to do.
Azathan, you are up next.
Yes, it would be wise to put the dead back to death.
Yes.
And I am going to cast another chill touch, just grabbing the stragglers at the back because they would be the first ones to come back to us, at least more than likely.
I
Okay.
think the one you hurt's right at the end of the hallway.
Yep.
That is an 18 to hit,
Hit,
7 points of damage.
and it powders.
Rip its head off with a cold hand.
It is gone.
And I guess it's technically an action. Now that we have at least some breathing room, since I guess I was still utilizing the site at that point in time, did this mass death have any influence on the weave, at least the weave around the area?
This whole place is still you start to get the weird vibe that this is, the more you move forward, the darker this feels.
Okay. Got it. That's good to know.
Bolt of pain.
And this makes whatever we're going to find all that much more horrifying.
Yes.
All right. Belgar, they're still running away. Are you going to do anything, or are you going to let them start to come back?
Let them start to come back.
Okay. Is anyone else going to do another action before they start to come back?
I'm gonna
I'd
investigate this frozen circle.
Okay. That is tattered curtain.
Oh, okay.
So there's a bar across, a metal bar across the top of an opening, and there's essentially a very, well, what would have been a very rich looking tapestry that has become this moldered, nasty thing that's just sort of hanging there. And you can see that there is something of a passageway beyond it.
Hey guys, there's another way through here.
Fighting skeletons.
Wait, what?
Fighting skeletons.
Skeletons.
Okay.
Here.
Immediate threat to our mortality.
Feel free to help if you're so inclined.
Here.
Hey,
Yes.
I found us an exit.
Awesome.
Elspeth
That's great.
wants to move into basically an optimal firing position, which I think we've kind of already done on the map here.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm hoping to be able to see more down the hallway to see if they're bunched up or not.
They are. I don't have a way to do just a little piece of that.
Oh.
But they are. They're all bunched up right
If
there.
you got a fireball, now's the time to do it.
Ooh.
I don't have a fireball, but I have something I like. What's the biggest group? Are they all together?
Yes, they're jamming their way down the hallway. They're in a big cluster.
Okay. I want to aim for one in about the middle. Yeah, let me check the range on this spell. Has to be about. I'm gonna try and move it to be. Is one about the middle, about 60 feet away?
Easily.
Okay. So there's basically something around all of them. That one surrounded by all the others.
Yep.
Cool. Elspeth is going to point her rod that way. And, she is going to say, where's my, Winter's Breath, the Barrier Fangs, Ice Knife. And she's going to shoot a, spear of ice right into that middle one.
Okay.
I need to roll an attack roll for that.
Plus your magic bonus.
Ooh, that's awful.
Plus your magic bonus.
Yep. Making a total of 8.
Ooh.
Not great.
8 does not quite get there.
Hey, that's fine. The second effect's still going to happen.
Cool.
The spear misses the skeleton and then explodes in a 5-foot radius. Everything in that little circle needs to make a dex save, DC 14.
Shiver me bones.
Okay. Oof.
That's when we want to hear the oof.
And if they do not save?
Then they're all going to take more damage.
Okay. More damage it is. How much more?
I'm rolling now. I love this spell. They're going to be taking 7 cold damage.
Oof.
Oof.
Okay. All right. You have done some damage, and you have certainly seemed to have drawn their attention, as they are no longer moving away, and they start to move back. Although they are moving quite slowly, because they seem to be cold.
Their
Gee, I
joints
wonder why.
seem to be frozen somehow.
Man.
They are
okay.
coming back in, and Feliki, you've been trying to get my attention, dear.
I know that it's marked as slashing, but if I switch over to the axe, is that going to be a problem with skeletons?
It won't be a problem. You could conceivably use the backside of the axe. If the backside of the axe is flat, it would work. Or the flat of the axe, it would work as a bludgeoning
Well, that's
weapon.
what I was thinking was I could just take it sideways against them and smash the
Yes.
shit out of them.
Yes.
Okay.
Guys, take a number from them and just grab a bone.
No, I'll stick with the axe, thanks. That way, in case anything else shows up.
Prepped and ready.
No one wants to have Uncle Carl reanimate in their hand. No, no.
So whose turn is it?
It is Feliki.
All right, Leaky, kick some butt.
And you get multi-attack. You get 2 attacks, right, dear?
Yeah.
This level?
To the de-animating business.
One of them will definitely hit. I rolled another 3 on the other one, so. And let's see, that's 1 by 6.
Okay.
Sorry, I put the die 6 away. I don't know why. Well, punching was just die 4, and I should have really thought about it. So 7.
You pulverize the one that's in front of you. The secondary one seems to have staggered out of your reach, but directly towards you, Dundon.
Sweet.
Handoff.
I will have switched to my axes at this point.
Excellent.
And do I get 2 attacks with this now? Now that I'm a 3?
You do not get multi-attack yet, but you do have the
Okay.
two weapon fighting style.
Okay.
Which
So
what that means for him is he can use both weapons as just a singular attack, and he gets to add his proficiency to his damage rolls for the second weapon.
Bonus
Move.
action swing.
I
So
thought
there's
two-handed, two-weapon combat was 2 attacks.
it rolls different rules than multi-attack. It's not multi-attack because multi-attack for someone with two weapon fighting technically gets 4 swings. So
Okay.
because he picked specifically the 2 weapon fighting style, he gets a main swing, and without the proficiency, his second swing wouldn't get any kind of bonus. But because he picked that style, his second swing with the other weapon does get the proficiency bonus to his damage. It doesn't
so you
count.
get 2 attack rolls, you just only get the bonuses for the first one.
Correct. And
Gotcha.
the second one, he gets the bonus to the damage, and that's it.
Okay.
But it still only counts as 1 attack.
Right. First one is a 19 plus.
Hits.
Hits.
Yeah,
Hits.
it's a hit. It's a hit.
Hits.
The second one is an 11 with, well, no, that's the proficiency bonus on the
Damage.
Just 11.
yeah.
Okay.
So axes are D4, aren't they? Or is it 6?
Hand
D-
axe is 6.
6. The first one 3.
Plus your strength.
7.
Dust.
Second one is 6 plus proficiency of 2, so that's 8.
Dust.
Bone dust.
Lots of dust.
Yes.
I'm coughing.
You have turned them to bone dust.
I'm taking Zyrtec.
Thea, down to you.
I'm going to just kind of stay where I'm at.
Okay. There are only 2 skeletons that have made it back that far. And let's see, they have their little bone clubs. They endeavor to hit you with them. What is your armor class, my dear?
Mine,
Yes.
14.
You get hit with one of those fabulous clubs. Dundon, what's your armor class?
16.
Oh, just missed you. Like,
Kings off your armor. Ka-ching!
Shucks.
you take 3, sweetheart. Okay. Azathan,
Yep.
they are bottled up in front of the 2 fighters, and the fighters are pounding them to dust. What would you like to do?
Oof. Okay, can't use that. That's not helpful. That's not helpful. That's not helpful. Okay. Chill touch again, because that's the only thing I have that's helpful. I would like to grab... I can sort of see that there's one back beyond that isn't directly engaged with the other 2.
Yes, they're moving forward.
Okay, I will target this... whatever color that is, the one on the top.
Okay, the one on the top it is.
Yeah.
This one.
Yeah. That is a 19 to hit.
Hits.
That is, for fuck's sake, 4 points of cold damage. Right to the face.
It actually freezes and it tries to move and snaps itself apart and tumbles to the floor.
Yes!
I hate when that happens.
Something, arthritis.
Belgar, back to you.
Hold action until the end of the round.
Okay.
Ooh.
Elsbeth.
All right. I'm gonna. She's gonna point at the one in front of Dundon and say sapping, strength, flee, sapping, sting. It's gonna make me another con save.
Target roll 14.
14. Yep.
It
Nope.
didn't matter.
Didn't matter.
Didn't matter. Irrelevant.
Cool. It's gonna take 3 necrotic damage and fall prone.
And it falls apart.
It did fall prone, just,
Completely.
In
Absolutely.
that's the way we like our skeletons.
the skull rolls to one side. Okay.
And then Elspeth's going to back up a bit. To be a little closer to Thea, because she wants to be out of immediate death range.
Cool.
Awesome.
Faliki, you're up again. They keep funneling towards you.
Bring it. Would be a 12 and a 15.
15 hits.
That'll be 10.
Oof.
Oof.
You
Bone dust.
bone dust another one.
Gonna have to give Faliki the nickname Bone Grinder at this point.
I'm being so good.
And Dundon, another one for you.
Another one bites the dust.
We can hope. Another
Careful,
19
we'll get
and a 17.
I have faith.
Both hit.
Hit.
Hotness.
First one takes 4 damage. Second one takes 6, 7, 8 damage.
Poof.
So it's going to be just the one in front of you.
Yeah.
And shocking no one, it turns to dust.
And I sneeze.
Another reason Elspeth's backed up.
Worst dwarf ever.
Shelby, Thea still hanging out back there?
Yep.
All right. These last two skeletons stumble forward across the bones of their fallen brethren and attempt to attack with their clubs and fail mightily. That would be the end of that round. Back to the top, Azathan.
Another chill
Didn't
touch.
Belgar hold his actions at the end of the round?
Oh, that's right. Belgar
Oh, yeah.
did.
Sorry.
No, and Belgar's fine. Belgar is basically covering our backs and checking, making sure that the fighters stay in good shape. So nobody's taking damage, so Belgar is good.
Okay.
In the interest of what I would consider,
Speed.
I'm going to call it character competency. Azathan would have a feeling that there's only two left. Given how the
others have done.
have gone,
Save your spells.
you may in fact want to hold your action.
Sure.
Just burning down all your spells. It's that moment where I would personally, I think your character would go, wait a minute.
Oh yeah, no, I've only been using cantrips. I've got those for days. But yeah, no, absolutely. I'm smart enough to see, oh, all right, Team Bone Grinders up front, and they've been doing fine. All right, I will actually, I have enough confidence in my teammates. I'm going to look for one other thing across these corpses. Are they all wearing the same, like, tattered garbs, do they all look like they're wearing like similar things, or are there people wearing different pieces of armor, clothing, or whatever? I'm trying to basically see, did these people die by like what I think they did, which was mass ritual suicide, or was it in combat?
It wasn't combat.
That's what I thought happened here.
So
There's
did
no,
Thea find anything when she was digging in through the bones?
no. There's no armor. There's nothing of value.
Oh.
They're literally, the ones that are literally attacking you with the bones of those laying near them.
Okay. So it's safe to assume that this was a mass suicide.
Something else
Or-
similar.
Or
Or
something.
sacrifice. Sacrifice.
Or a mass sacrifice.
Yeah.
Which would explain the feeling,
Yeah.
the way the weave is sort of giving
Tainted
you the
and
the
corrupted.
willies.
Yeah.
Yeah, it feels a little corrupted, and that might just be the thing.
Yeah. It was mass ritual something.
Team Bone Grinder, Taliki and Dundon.
Yep.
I'm going to presume that Belgar and Elsbeth are going to hold their actions as well.
Correct.
Yeah. If one,
Okay.
here's something, I'm gonna hold my sapping sting, and if one of them's still up after the bone grinder round, I'm gonna hit it.
All right. Taliki and Dundon, 2 shots. Here we go.
Also, is that going to be our team name now, Team Bone Grinder?
That's their team name. Those two.
That's very true.
13.
Hits.
Dundon, you can probably roll 2.
11.
Oh my. So,
Dust.
more with the powdered.
First one's a 15, second one's a 14.
Both hit.
Done deal.
I'll just
Can you
What's-
not
what's
kill
the-
it
what's-
with this move?
What's the minimum damage you do there, Dave?
6. Oh no, minimum. Well, it's 6-sided dice, so.
Technically,
6
the
plus
minimum.
your strength.
Yeah.
Plus your
Oh
strength.
yeah, so
1 plus your
5.
strength.
5 is the minimum.
5 per
Yeah.
hit, right?
It's dead.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you,
Yes.
minimum 10 points of damage.
You have pounded and pulverized them back into a pile of bones. There's
Huzzah.
just a like a ring of skulls laying around you two.
Is there any carvings or anything on the bones?
No.
No. All right.
Well, that was exciting.
All right.
Good
then.
job.
Hi, Thea.
Good job.
Just the collective look over at Thea.
So I found
Standing in the
another
back
exit
row.
for us
Where does it
through
lead?
this curtain.
Where
Can
does
we
it
see
lead?
any further down the hallway what the skeletons were running to?
Okay, so I didn't want to give away a whole lot there, but if you move up to the gate and look into where they were fleeing to, it helps if I get the correct tool. It opens into what appears to be
Chapel.
a ruined chapel. The destroyed worship area, the worship hall, has a number of essentially what benches that have fallen to ruin. There is something that looks very much like it was a quasi sort of altar. It has caved in. There's some very old dusty wax that you can see that sort of dripped over the corners or the edges. In the far left corner, as you are looking into the room, there is another bar with ruined tapestry hanging from it, and directly in line with the gate that you have not crossed through yet, you can see a pedestal and a book sitting on the pedestal under another arch, very much like the one you're standing under now. The book, the pedestal, are the only things in here that look to be intact.
Yeah, wants to
Behind
go
that
look.
book, there was a carved idol, like almost like a carved into the wall, and it has crumbled to the floor.
I think that's
Eric, does
warrants.
this look like it's just worn down with age, or is there sign of it being desecrated or trashed?
Age. This is all
Okay.
age.
Okay.
I
You
feel
really
like
want to check this place out with your.
this
Vision.
definitely
Yes.
warrants an investigation.
So first we'll use the sight.
It is creepier as you go forward,
Oh, good.
and you can see directly in front of the little alcove where the book is sitting. There's a shimmer across the entire opening there in front of the book. So you, from where you are, you could not get to that book without going across that shimmer.
Okay.
Is that where the vortex goes to?
Nope.
No, this is some sort of warding or trapping, arcane trap to protect the text.
I have an interesting idea.
Okay.
And if the answer's no, I understand.
You've been hanging out with Thea too long.
I too have an interest in this, but
I have. If we're willing to spend a little time, can I identify the ward using the identify spell?
That makes sense.
or an Arcana check would be a
Yeah, or
substitute.
if it's just a skill check, that's fine.
You definitely a skill check. I
Okay.
don't think identify tends, in my mind, that tends to be more about items and things of particular note, or
Mm-hmm. No,
Particular
typically it would be
magical
to figure out the properties of an item or the
Right.
status on a person. I just didn't know if I could twist it a little bit. That's why I was asking.
it's a good thought, but it's as much a skill check at this point. You're like, wait a minute, there's a ward there.
Yeah, I'll still check that.
Go ahead and do a roll.
Right, that's Arcana, I take it.
Yes.
I would also like to take a look at the warding itself,
Go ahead. Roll for that.
and that's also Arcana.
Yep.
All right.
17.
Okay.
That would be a. Hold on. Flipping around the screens. That would be a 23.
You notice as you look at this arch and you're like, wait a minute, and then you turn and look back at the other arch that you just came through.
Mm-hmm.
The one that you just came through has a carving on the back side of it that says "The Willing," that you could read from standing where this book is. Where the book is, you see around there. You're like, I think it's a very archaic form, but it's some form of wording of this is definitely a ward. If you cross this border, you're pretty sure something's going to blow up, and it's probably whatever crosses the ward.
Okay.
Do you warn anybody about that?
Yes,
Yes.
Elspeth's going to immediately point out basically the radius of the effect and go, don't cross like this line. Cause boom.
Well, that's annoying.
Can I? So this text that's on the other side of the ward, is it an open book or is it just?
It is actually laying there open.
I would like to try and read it. With my fancy elvish eyes and my wide array of languages.
There might be an easier way, actually.
Well, I'm going to try and read it and not have my hand blown off by a ward.
I'm not saying your hand.
Are you volunteering your hand or Thea's hand?
Neither.
Hang on.
Is it I being offered up for this stuff?
Someone's got a
Because
10
if I
foot
hadn't
pole.
warned you off, you'd have grabbed it.
But you warned me. You're too late
Yeah,
now.
well, that's what you get. You offered as soon as you were too busy playing with bones to help get rid of the skeleton.
In all fairness, though, I would have ended up like tripping onto the skeletons.
I have more faith in your ability for combat than I think you give yourself. But
Elspeth has never seen her fight, ever.
well,
No.
the others are being very polite.
I had this created, and now I can't find the note. Essentially, in along the bottom edge, this is. There's a title, the Book of the Willing. And you can see not the entire spell, but it is a spell. And I will have to look up the description of what exactly that is. I had that here, and now I cannot lay a hand on it.
The willing.
Yeah.
I feel like this is a test of faith.
It is very much gives you a creepy vibe. You're like, oh, this is where that creepy vibe is emanating from. Because the parts of the spell, like when you have a spell book as a wizard, you can, or I think you can do it as cleric as well. You can cast some spells as ritual,
Yes.
as they're written. The ritual part of this is not good. It involves blood.
Yeah, I imagined. How far will you go?
How heavy does the book look?
Ooh.
The
You mean
cover itself, the little bit that you can see, looks really dark.
No, not what color. How heavy does it look?
Yeah, but it's dark like it's made out of something that looks heavy.
Like metal.
metal or
Yeah.
stone?
Yes.
So more than
Is
10
the-
pounds.
Yeah, more than 10
Probably.
pounds? Okay, never mind then.
Okay.
There goes that idea.
It's alright.
All right, let's leave this for now and continue our examination of the chambers, and we can come back to this later.
Okay.
Is there any liquid and vials still on this altar that's there? Like any what they would consider holy liquid?
No.
Are there any documents or scrolls or anything vaguely extant around the altar area?
No.
Okay, let's continue on.
All right.
Okay.
I'm gonna take a peek down this little hallway that Thea just
And
jumped
it is
into.
exactly that. It is a little hallway.
You see Thea's back as she continues to make her way through it.
Rogues leading the way, both down the hallways and in death.
So this hallway is particularly narrow compared to every place else that you have been.
Yay!
And there is no door at the other end. As you walk up to it and peek in, you see this appears to be very similar in nature to what was described as the inner sanctum up in the Temple of Knowledge.
Hmm.
There are carvings in the floor. There is a pile of moldering. It looks almost like there used to be bookshelves.
You wanna-
Uh-oh. I hear someone calling your name.
Let's see.
Oh, Belgar.
In
Oh,
that
yes.
particular room, the walls are just covered with this horrifying script. You've seen in the movies the madman that covers the inside of the room with writings.
Yeah, yeah.
That's this room.
Oh.
Where's the madman? Is the question I have.
There's formulas written. There are portrayals of terrible acts. And inside that, so that circle, that series of circles on the floor, it's built in. It is this really odd. You asked when you first entered the corridors if you could tell about the stone. This stone does not belong here.
This is something other.
Oddly greenish with black in sort of in the veins of it, and the rest of the floor is this very dark tile, and in the middle of this circle there's just a little bit of mist just swirling.
I am not breaking the circle's edge. I'm walking around it.
This etching, is it not? This doesn't look familiar to anything that I saw when I was at Nightshade's little place, was it?
Not even remotely.
All right.
Oh, Belgar.
Yes.
This may interest you.
Yeah, almost certainly. Does this look at all familiar,
smell.
or any religious connotations?
This is a summoning circle if you have ever seen one.
Okay.
Oh, great. A summoning circle for what?
And that's the problem.
Whatever the mist is.
And the nightmarish script that is all around this room, it would take you days to figure it out if you ever could.
What's the ruined stuff on the right side?
It looks as if it was meant to be sort of like the bookshelf kind of, we're going to keep our information sort of thing here, but it is completely gone to ruin. There's not, you can't even salvage, like you couldn't even tell if it was a book or a scroll or what it was, or a box or anything. The wood, the paper, everything is just rotted to the floor.
Let's back out of here, everyone. This is not a place
I agree.
to be.
I don't want to be here. Bye. Thea.
I'm gonna follow Thea.
Thea will not be the last one out.
So are we going through the blue curtain now?
Yes.
Let me ask a question.
Sure.
Yeah.
Do elves in this game, there used to be a rule about passive perception of elves and dwarves, of things that they may or may not perceive just by being in the area?
There's no rule about that
No.
in 5th edition.
Okay.
But my character does have the observant skill.
Oh, you have the
for
observant feat?
proficiency. The proficiency, yeah.
Oh, proficiency in perception.
Of the observant, yeah.
Make a roll on that.
Yeah.
Because that is entirely your character.
Keen senses. Which reminds me.
So that would be an 18.
When you're coming out of that hallway, something odd catches your eye about directly across the room.
So my character's then going to go see and try to figure out what caught my eye.
Make another roll. Do a search. Or
Is that the
investigation.
same as an investigation?
Yeah.
Sure.
16.
You're not sure, but something about the stonework doesn't look right. Just off the corner here.
Like here corner?
Oh, Dundon.
Secret
London.
tunnel. Secret
like,
tunnel.
right there. Something there doesn't look right.
Through the temple.
I'm gonna point at there and ask Dundon, why does something's wrong with this? What? And see if he can figure it out.
I mean, I could take a look at the stone and see what's what.
What do your
20
dwarf
sided.
eyes tell you?
If you say, roll a 20-sider and tell me what you get.
What did dwarves have?
What sound does the dwarf make?
17.
You're like, this is sort of unusual. You can actually get your fingers into this groove along either side, and you're like, oh, there's a latch here.
Somebody want to check this for a trap?
This stone
Yeah, I'll
will
check it
move.
for a trap.
The thing I've got both hands on. Can someone check for a trap?
Quick.
Yeah, I was about to make that joke.
That's alright.
Shelby, roll it.
Let's see, 14. 19.
Whew.
You're like, how would you even get a trap into a rock crevice like that? No.
New.
We'll find traps one way or another, either with Thea's skill or Dundon's face. These are options.
Yes.
So
Yes.
let's open it.
So who's all for me
Go for it.
switching the switch?
Me.
Throw the switch, big guy.
You get half a vote.
I'm just gonna step to the side real quick because the last thing I want is to catch a stray lightning bolt.
Yeah, no, we're all gonna give the opening of that latchway a
I'll open it.
Okay.
I'll
A
clickify
wide
the
berth.
clicking.
You click it open.
And
The stone actually slides. It is a slick little setup. I mean, it's impressive. It slides out. It's a thin panel and slides to the side. You're like, how did I not see that? There's a
so
little
it came
groove.
out and over.
It just comes out and it slides over just a little bit, and there's a very narrow, one-person wide corridor ahead of you that doesn't go very far before it opens out into another space.
He is going to investigate.
I'm going to take a look at the door real quick to see how this was done.
Oh, it's a slick little mechanism. It's got this little pivot with it that it drops out into this track. You're like,
Very nice.
that's impressive.
Takes notes.
There was a super skilled dwarf that put that one together.
dwarf envy.
Guess
Yeah.
what?
Oh!
Look at that.
We done found some stuff.
Watch the rogue.
He is going to investigate the chest first.
Investigated for traps.
Okay. This
Yes.
clearly is where all of the possessions, money, etc., from anyone who may have been out there seems to have gathered. There is a massive pile of stuff in here. The chest itself is actually filled with gold coins. It's open. It's not locked. There's clearly no, this is not a trap situation. The top is open. It's full of money.
He is going to
There's
take
a-
several handfuls.
There's a tarnished urn sitting nearby. It's badly tarnished, full of silver pieces. There are a ton of copper pieces laying on the floor. Mixed in amongst the copper pieces are a couple of stones that you can see, glittering stones. Are you going to take your time and sort of search through a bunch of stuff that's laying here?
No.
Oh, yes.
No.
No. I'm just
No, we don't
picking
have
up-
time for this shit.
Is there any books, parchment, anything that looks like literature in the room?
There are no scrolls or books or anything like that. There is a small vial.
Okay.
that holds something that looks like dust.
Uh-huh.
There is a
Ashes of the
statue that's about this tall, like a very decorative art statue,
Mm-hmm.
made of ebony with ruby eyes. It is a statue of, your best guess is a demonette.
That's not good.
No.
The most of the things that have leather or that would have been like a scabbard or things like that, the age they have simply rotted
Deteriorated.
away, deteriorated to the point where they're not really there. There is a leather pouch that is
Remarkably well preserved.
embroidered and remarkably well preserved. There is leather armor that is remarkably well preserved. There is a shield and a hand axe. And there are 2 daggers. That
Anything
are
special about those daggers?
Certainly not going to
They
gather
have-
coin purses here, but it might be worth getting some of the equipment.
They each of those daggers have deep purple sheaths that are highly decorative that have not deteriorated either. You've got-
Thea's gonna grab up those
Please
daggers
touch
immediately.
nothing. It might be cursed.
Thea's gonna grab those daggers immediately.
Okay.
I had a suggestion, but it's a little too late for that.
I mean, I was thinking they were probably ritualistic in nature.
Well, anything that's not metal or stone in there that's stayed this long is magic.
What languages does the know?
Let's see. Elvish, Sylvan, and Undercommon.
Okay. There's writing. There's some kind of word on either sheath, but you can't decipher what it is.
Mm-hmm.
I have a suggestion.
Please.
If we want to take anything from here, take only what we think is immediately needed. Reseal the door and come back here when we're done with everything. If anything we want to take looks magical, if we're willing to spend some time, I can check it for curses or other effects.
As can I. But do we have the time?
10 minutes.
Anyone know what these daggers say?
I have a broad selection of languages. I'll give it a shot.
What do you have?
Elvish, Common, Druidic, Sylvan, Dwarvish, and Primordial.
Nope.
Nothing in there. Wow.
Elsbeth?
What are my languages? I have Elven, Common, and Draconic.
There you go. It's written in Draconic. One says rip, the other says tear.
Fuck.
Alright,
He's
this one
gonna
says
pocket
rip,
them.
that one says tear. If nothing else, I'd like to spend 10 minutes to check those. Before they are used.
I think that's a good idea. If you're going to take these, Thea, we need to make sure that A, it's safe, and B, we need to know what they do.
Well, it sounds like they rip and they tear.
Yes,
Daggers
but
do that.
Let Elspeth identify them, and then you can have them back, okay?
I think
Please?
we shouldn't be
Fine.
too terribly trusting of anything we find in a death
I was
cult.
going to say, in a death cult treasure
Oh.
vault, for God's sake.
But it goes with my outfit.
Oh my various gods.
Elspeth, would you be so kind?
Yes,
Did
I'm
someone
going to.
say that someone ripped a hole in the fabric of reality, or
That's what I'm concerned about, yes.
or
I'd like to cast Identify as a ritual on these daggers.
Meanwhile, I'm going to be pocketing handfuls of gold.
You don't
Who
have
cares?
enough capacity to carry the weight.
Let's
Darn.
Because
leave the coins here. We
There's
can
a
come
ton of
back.
stuff.
The door is well hidden.
Yes. Each of those daggers,
Yes.
you They are definitely magical, but you don't sense any. You don't get any feeling that those are in any way connected to the nasty feeling of the cult out there. In fact, you get a little bit of the sight while you're doing this ritual, and nothing in here gives you that same vibe. The things here definitely feel better than out there. And these 2 daggers in particular, Identify gives you all the details, right?
Pretty much, yeah.
Basically.
Yeah, I can get you the specific spell description if you want.
They, as you're working with them, part of it is you slide one of them out. You can see that there's a serrated edge on the back of them that is also sharp, and the blades themselves have an intricate design worked into the etching of the metal, and each of them is essentially a +2 dagger.
Nice.
And there's you do the ritual, you get all the way through, and you're like, there's a something pulling at the string of the back of your mind that you're like, it feels like there might be something more, but it's just not there.
Okay.
But as for right now, 2 + 2
These
daggers.
don't appear to be cursed.
Not at all.
Might have history. I don't know. There might be more, but they don't appear to be cursed, and they appear to be extremely well made. Do they require attunement if they're magical?
No.
Nope. Oh, okay. Then she can just straight use these.
Nice.
Yep.
That would be very good for a rogue that engages in combat.
So not our rogue.
Yeah.
So not our rogue. We should give them to somebody who's going to use them.
I use them.
You didn't in the last fight.
Well, it wasn't useful.
To be fair, I don't think you were involved in either of the 2 fights Elspeth's been involved in, where you found her, and this one. I don't think you've swung
I was in the
once.
fight before that one.
No.
I dropped acid, I dropped acid on me and some guys.
But
Yeah, you dropped acid, right.
Elsbeth was not
You
in
dropped
that
acid.
combat. So
Yeah.
no, you haven't
Um,
seen Thea engage in combat at
Never
all.
swing a weapon.
Anyway, anything
There-
else of value in the room?
Yes, there's still the shield, an axe, and armor.
Leave it.
Yeah, I say we leave it for now.
Till we can identify what these things are, we have no idea.
Once we've cleared this place out, I can have like an hour and just work with all these.
Yeah, once we secure the temple, then we can take our time and look through the riches of a plundered temple.
There's still the blue curtain.
Yes. For some
Well,
reason,
and-
I don't.
In the other corridor.
Yes. For some reason, I don't really feel a whole lot better about taking the belongings of dead death cultists as I did the people in the Temple of Knowledge.
Funny that.
That's very encouraging, Azathan. Thank you.
Still not a good
No.
feeling.
Shall we
This
check out the
place-
other one?
This
All I can-
area, this room, doesn't feel as stained, like at all, to the rest of the place.
I doubt there were any rituals put into their treasure room or their junk room. I imagine, as they might have considered it.
Maybe, but
Yeah, but look at what they did. They just tossed the stuff willy nilly.
Into
Uh,
and sealed it up.
Yeah.
They didn't have any
they
one of it.
protected it.
They hid it, but it's not like they needed any of it. I mean, look at all their skeletons. There was nothing out there. Hell, there was barely any robes to identify them.
No,
Yes,
saying,
but I think those were the willing.
yeah, they were the willing. They weren't necessarily the people who were running the show.
If this is a sacrifice, they could have easily handed over their worldly possessions to the organization they pledged themselves to.
True.
In which case,
Whatever
this is where it would go
summoning
for the group to
nightmare they
use.
pulled through.
Oh, I didn't go into that room. I don't know about the summoning thing. Fair enough. So we go and check out the blue.
All good discussions for after we've cleaned this place out.
Agreed.
All right.
Maybe have the rogue take a look and see if there's any traps on that curtain.
Oh, I figured the rogue was already gone through the curtain and was going to explore the corridor and check.
Oh,
and
she's
see
hanging
what-
out in the treasure room.
Get the rogue out of the treasure room. Somebody.
That's why I'm
Jeez
in the
Louise.
treasure room.
Come on, Thea.
Yeah, you can come back later, I promise.
There might be more treasure down this corridor.
He's not wrong. And I'm letting you keep. I'm letting you keep the daggers.
I think at this point in time, she's, you're keeping your fingers and she's
I
keeping
was
the
gonna
daggers.
say, good luck prying them from her cold dead hands. So
Something, 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 rip and tear.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, oop, oop.
Ah!
shit got dark. What the hell?
Oops. Sorry.
Belgar, turn on your light
What
again.
did you do?
Sorry.
Click. Ooh, sorry.
All right, Thea, you're up.
Going.
Oh,
Oh,
Okay.
yay.
So you're moving forward. You pass the rotted curtain. It brings you into another set of stairs, and there is a door at the top of the stairs. This looks, in pure visual, this looks cleaner. Cleaner is relative, but this looks cleaner than anything out there. Anything beyond the tapestry. Now that you've come into this area, it's almost like you have stepped into a more private portion. It's a weird thing, but you get a little bit of a feeling about that.
A little more secular, a little less religious.
Oh, and Thea has both the daggers
Okay.
in her hand.
Yes, of course you do. In your hand?
Yes.
It's gonna make checking.
Didn't want to let go of it yet.
Checking for traps difficult, but okay.
You have arrived at said door. I presume you are going to check for traps, so do a roll.
Oh, that was not that good. A 10.
You are absolutely confident there are no traps there.
Oh, cool.
However,
Is the door locked?
the door is locked.
Can I try to pick it?
You certainly can. Roll a 20-sider.
Wait, stop. I'm going to bestow upon you the guidance of the God of Knowledge. So you can roll an additional D4 when you make that check.
Cool.
hell yeah.
All right. I'm gonna need it.
Is that going to help her from making bad decisions as well?
Absolutely not.
Sadly not.
No, see,
The gods
her
can only
conscience has been
do so
screaming at her.
much.
She just doesn't listen.
We're at a 13, and that's with my bonuses and your help.
Not bad though. Not bad. Could be worse.
13. Good number. Prime
You-
number.
You clearly are paying way too much attention to rip and tear. You can't get it. You can't get it unlocked.
Elspeth, do you have anything that will help?
What's the door made out of?
Wood. Just a
Short of
wooden
setting it
door.
on fire? No.
I'm gonna reach into my pack, pull out. The
I don't know.
scroll.
One of you guys got an axe, right?
I'm gonna use the scroll of knock we got from earlier.
There
Hold
we
on
go.
a second. Let me just kick the damn door down. It's a wooden door. It's not that hard.
There you go. I
That is
moved to
also
the
an
side.
option.
Okay.
Okay, I'll save the scroll.
Moving
Man.
you up, Faliki.
Melee Faliki.
16 plus whatever the hell I would need to add as a bonus.
What's your strength bonus, my dear?
Strength. Yeah. Strength and proficiency.
So 19 for strength.
Okay. You clearly have done this before, and this door is pretty old and starting to get on the edge of that rotting bit. You blow this thing wide open. You're like, ba-boom! Wood shatters. The
Go.
lock clatters to the floor.
The orc version of picking locks. I like it.
You don't have to pick a lock if the lock just ceases to exist.
No, it ceases to be relevant.
Is it no
That's
longer
right.
attached to the door? Yes.
Exactly. It clatters to the floor and reveals to you all
Oh.
what appears to be, it was once a lavish room. There's a ruined bed, a rotting dresser, a moldering pile of something in the back corner. There's a rotted rug,
There's our
Does that
Thea.
look misty and
which Thea just
green
walked
after
directly
raining?
across. Okay,
Yeah.
good to know.
Glyph of warding.
Um, hold that thought.
Oh, I
Um,
love that.
along the left and right side of the walls,
Yeah.
there are, each of those little blue spots are little swirls of mist.
Like what
And
was
they're
in
Would
There's
my
a little-
character even notice the mist though? Because I don't have any magical sense.
oh, they're there. You just walked
Oh.
right the hell past them because you're on tunnel vision to, there's a dresser over there, and you literally walked right past them.
Okay.
But they glow, they swirl.
When the ghosts eat
they
her
look
soul,
like what was in oh go ahead.
when the ghosts eat her soul, just leave them go.
This looks a lot like what was inside the summoning circle in the other room.
What do you mean there's a summoning circle
but-
in the other room?
Keep up.
Ugh.
it's a little bit similar, but not. You don't get the same feel.
Look at it with the sight.
Well, so with the sight, these are definitely magical, and they have you little like. But as you look with the sight, you also see directly behind the bed. There's another one of those tapestry pieces. There's something glowing back there that's a little bit more than the rest of the background of the room.
Okay.
Does Thea find anything in her investigation of the dresser?
Give me an investigation roll.
Oh, natural 20.
You rifle these rotting drawers and find exactly nothing worth anything. There's zero value in there. None. There's like rotted underwear, an empty and cracked bottle of what was probably perfume, some old slippers up underneath it, but they're like rotted and stuck to the floor. It's kind of gross, actually.
Well, Thea went through the room and the misty things didn't bother her.
Well,
So
I guess we.
there's something in the chamber behind the rotted bed.
Thea, hold on a second.
All right, I'll step into the room. I'm
Okay.
Little Belgar.
not going to step on the carpet because that just looks uncomfortable to walk on. That, and I just don't trust anything with patterns in this place anymore.
Well, Belgar's gonna make his way back.
Okay. Behind yet another curtain, which is, again, it's a little bit gross, it's a little bit moldy. You can see there's a key. An ornate key hanging on the back wall. And there's a little glow around it that looks very similar to the glow where the book was. Directly underneath the key, there's something written on the wall.
Look at
Underneath-
Thea. Okay.
Underneath, the writing says, "He who makes it does not want it. He who buys it cannot use it. He who uses it cannot see it or feel it. And underneath that, with a little bit of space, is a line.
It's a riddle.
Pull out a quill and a bit of ink.
Okay.
And write the word coffin in the line.
Boom.
You like that?
It's an excellent response, and given the nature of the cult here, fits right in. The glow goes away. The key drops in your hand.
That was fast.
He's a cleric of the Temple of Knowledge.
Right. Pocket the key. Onward, friends.
Okay.
As you move right back up,
Right there.
just as you got there,
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
you feel, you're like, there's a different feel here. Something about that mist catches your attention.
Huh. Examine it with the sight.
It hasn't really changed from
Okay.
before.
Approach it.
Okay.
Pull out the key.
There you go.
Put the key in the mist.
And suddenly,
We got.
you have this clear vision. You absolutely can see without a doubt the ruined worship area where you were and the book on its pedestal.
Okay. And it's just this clear vision in my mind.
Yep. You can see it as if you were standing there looking at it.
Convey this information to my companions.
So what do the other mists say?
Let's find out. Go to the next one and put the key in it.
And it gives you an absolutely clear vision of the summoning room. The mist still swirling there. That one gives you a clear vision of the treasure room. That gives you a clear vision of the room where the skeletons were.
Oh yay! It's like medieval closed circuit TV.
It really is.
It kind of is. And the one that you're looking at now is someplace you have never seen before.
Yes. Well, there is a section that we haven't examined yet.
Seems like there's probably another two.
There appear to
Another
be
one.
boxes, bags, things of that nature, almost as if it were a storage area.
You're gonna love that one, Thea.
And that one is another place that you have not seen before, but it looks vaguely as if it would be a kitchen or a food preparation area with a dining area.
Interesting.
These areas of mist, is there an item or a glyph or an orb or something around which the mist is focused?
There doesn't appear to be.
Okay. Interesting. So apparently there's a storage area and a kitchen area around here somewhere.
Kitchen? Food?
Yes. I don't think it's going to be any good food, but
You don't know.
yeah,
It could be good at preserving.
really good.
I think if they've preserved anything, we don't want it, considering what we've seen.
They're not very good at preserving life, so I imagine food is not high on their priority list.
Just saying. It's been a while
Shall
since
we-
the date.
Shall we investigate?
Certainly. I think this place starts to give me the creeps.
Alright.
Have we been hearing that scream like every time we pass through an archway?
Nope. Just
Okay.
the one at the entry to the worship area.
Okay.
Whoa. What's going on here?
Wait.
Maliki, I'm moving you to catch up with us.
Thank you.
How? Did it sound like people screaming?
Yes.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Dundon, you just got blocked out.
We got him.
No, we got
Okay.
it.
Oh, there you are.
Put that.
Something weird going on with my map. All right. Back through where you were. You come down to the door. You pass the part where you came in. That door there is closed.
Thea's going to check to see if it's locked.
It does not appear to be locked.
Then Thea's going to open it.
And it is storage room that was described to you. And inside, as you pop in there, a rat scurries out and tries to get around your feet.
Gonna investigate what's in the. It looks like everything's opened up and deformed, right?
Okay, we're just.
So the rat, just let the rat go?
I mean, are you gonna kill the rat? Why are you killing the rat? Is he gonna attack us? Is he a mutant rat?
Oh, it's a little bigger than normal.
I'm gonna
Well,
take
I mean,
a
you
swing
never
at
know
it
what
with
was in the
my
storage.
axe.
What's that?
The only thing that should be alive down here is us.
I'm gonna take a swing with my axe at it.
Opportunity
roll a 20.
attack.
18. Well, 18 plus.
Strength.
Oh dear. You have squashed the rat.
Swish.
Watch that have been
There
someone.
goes dinner.
That's an instinctive dwarf action. They hate rats.
Yeah, really.
Hey,
Them and elephants.
Elephants?
Still only counts as one.
Oh,
all right. We have run past our time.
Okay.
It's a little bit after 9. I can tell you with some certainty that you won't find anything of interest in the storage room.
Okay.
It is all essentially
Rotted
what
stuffs.
would have been their stores of things, which are now basically rotted, nasty, open barrels,
Dust.
sacks of lumpy stuff that all kind of glued itself together,
Gross.
and that's about it.
Okay.
Do we want to stop here?
Well, I'd imagine if when we go through everything else, we just hike back to the treasure room and set up camp for a little while in there.
Okay.
Well, and
let's-
there's one more room.
It was
Right.
that was the storage room, was it not?
No, there's
No.
a kitchen and
Oh.
There's
dining
a
room.
kitchen.
The kitchen.
Kitchen and dining area.
Dundon, as you look around the corner here, you see a door,
It's a door.
which you, if you were thinking, that would make sense to be where the kitchen is. But as you look down this long corridor off to the side, you see, rather than a corridor continuing, you see another opening that looks very much like the one you came in to get here. It is a hole punched through into a natural cavern space.
Huh.
Hey guys,
That's
another
where
hole.
that's where the Crimson Crescent went through. Okay. That's where we need to explore next.
Right.
Okay.
So yeah, we'll clean out the kitchen, and if there's anything to be had there, and as Athan said, we'll go back to the treasure vault. We might as well invite some of the workers down here to haul that stuff out, because the church can put it to use.
Absolutely. Refinance the construction and rebuilding of the temple.
Yes.
And what about Finder's Feast?
I'm sure they'll be very thankful that we found it and helped rebuild the church.
I don't care about thankfulness. Thankfulness does not pay the bills.
We don't have
No,
bills.
but favors could be useful.
Favors of a very high-ranking person of a temple, and evidently a druid that has a lot of clout there, might be worthwhile.
Yeah, you will be compensated, of course. We are under contract with the temple already, and I'm sure this still falls under the category of that initial contract. So I should not worry. You will be compensated. You have my word.
Yeah, relax, Daffy Duck.
So yeah, let's go back.
Yeah.
Let's get that stuff hauled out and secured, and take a rest, and then we can go back in.
We're
And
pretty good. None of us have really been hurt. We could just keep going.
No,
I can't go much longer. I have to.
Yes,
be done
let's,
for
No,
so
not
let's-
not play wise in character. We wouldn't need to rest.
Well, actually, we also still have the whole open book at the altar thing we need to look at. But
Yep.
Yeah, I wouldn't break people down till we're sure this place is 100% clear.
we'll deal with it one thing at a time.
agreed.
Eric's got something to say.
I think we're at a decent stopping point. So we'll move everybody back to